Hey guys!
Hey guys, welcome to today's video. I'm Dr. Holly, this is Sebastian. We have a chiropractic wellness center, Set Apart Health, as well as a nursery and a lot of other fun stuff. But today we're super excited to share one of my, sorry I just tapped my microphone, share one of our very favorites, or at least mine, our lemon tree. I'm so excited. Sebastian gifted it to me for my birthday in October, and you can kind of see it's got a little scoliosis. So we need to work on that. That's not okay.
And it doesn't even look like a tree.
But
it looks like a stick.
we have it in the house in a pot. Yeah, we got it online, or he got it online at a website I was looking at, one of like the big fruit tree websites. But it came just as like a one stick wonder. It was kind of unique. I think they do it for shipping.
And it was not cheap. So
Right.
we got the 4 to 6 foot option, I believe. And I got it for her birthday because I wanted something large, something mature, so that we would get fruit faster.
I want fruit this year.
So I bought it for her birthday, and then when I received it, I was like, that's it. So maybe I get it for shipping and shipping plants. It's hard. So it is definitely a little stick with just a few leaves. Those leaves that came with it since then fell, which citrus trees are known.
So especially in a pot, citrus trees can be kind of picky, but I think it was my fault because I have it in a nice big pot and a saucer, and it's heavy and I can't lift it all by myself too often, so I think I overwatered it. And I know they don't like to sit in water, but I think it was sitting in water in the saucer, and that was when the leaves came off. But she's amazing. She like flushed back all these new branches and stems and leaves and flowers. Like she's got tons of flowers, but I was reading that in pots they can overbud and why they have extra ones, but in pots they can be extra finicky. But Sebastian actually grew up in Puerto Rico, and you have a lot of experience with citrus.
So I know citrus well. However, I don't know citrus super well in containers because I've never really grown them indoors. I've never had the need to. So today's video isn't going to so much be about how to grow citrus from an expert, right? Because really for us, it's kind of a beginner process, learning how to grow something that I grew up with in a different format. So we're going to share with you what we have learned, what we're doing, and then over the course of time, we might give you updates and show you what has worked and what hasn't. So we do know things that we have done wrong, for sure. So we've learned from our mistakes. So we will like to share those with you so that you learn and you don't make the same mistakes we did. Mistake number one, I would say, and I'll tell you about my citrus lemon trees in a second that I grew up with because it's so fun. But number one mistake we made is I think we potted it into too of a large container.
Which is funny because you told me don't get too big of a container, and I gave you two choices and you gave me the bigger choice. So
well, it was through FaceTime online, so it's very hard to judge.
I was at Lowe's and I was asking
if it's how big it really is.
So I should have went with the smaller one. Why is that? Why do they?
So lemon trees don't necessarily make huge root systems. They have more fibrous roots. And the number one reason why they die and they don't make it indoors specifically is because they get root rot pretty easily because the fibrous roots, they're hairy, like they're not, in the ground over the years they'll make bigger roots, but in pots they don't really get that big. So the pot that it came in was long, slender. We should have bumped it up to a pot that was just a tiny, outside of its root ball, just a little larger. They do like to kind of have their roots tight so that when you water it, they do like frequent water. They just don't like sitting in it. Yeah. So they don't like to go dry.
And I think I erred on the side of letting it dry out a lot because I didn't want to overwater it, and then
it was stressed.
Yeah, it was just stressed.
And lemon trees, at any point that they're stressed, they will drop their leaves. So that's the fun.
Really quickly. They're kind of finicky.
They are
like,
finicky.
no, she's losing her leaves again.
But it's so rewarding, though, to have your own citrus.
So we're going to figure it out, and we're going to bring you along for the ride. Anything else you want to share?
So I just wanted to share with you guys. So I grew up in Puerto Rico. I had a lime tree growing up and a few other citruses. We had a lot of fruit trees growing up, and ours just got huge. I never really had to think about it because our climate, our soil was ideal for citrus.
How cool is that?
So we just stuck it in the ground. Our soil was fairly sandy.
Don't bump her too much, she might lose her leaves.
Yeah, girl is.
She's fragile.
So we just stuck it in the ground. The soil was sandy soil. It was quicker draining soil, but it was constantly, it rains almost every day in Puerto Rico. So we just never thought about it. But now we do. We have to give it a controlled environment and what it likes.
Yeah.
This specifically here, we didn't mention, this is a Meyer Lemon specifically. So it's
Yep.
different than the lemons I grew up with as well.
So it's my dream and my goal to figure it out because I want to have lemon trees, lime trees, pink lemon trees, orange trees, grapefruit trees, all of them.
Yes.
So we're going to figure it out.
Someday.
So what we're noticing now is a couple things. So she has a ton of blossoms, and Luca named her Lemony, by the way. So this is Lemony. So she has a ton of blossoms. They're opening, and you can just smell in the house. It smells like this amazing tropical
If you smelled magnolia flowers,
Yeah.
I would say it smells like magnolia, except a little more concentrated and pungent.
Yeah.
But I love it. It's very perfumey, jasmine-y, magnolia-y, if you will.
But you know exactly when the blooms open up because that's right when you smell it. So what we're noticing is the leaves. The first thing we notice is they turn a light green, and you can see the green veining. So sometimes that can be iron deficiency, chlorosis, I think it's called, or it can be a couple other things. We did start to see the leaf curl, and then the other day I told Sebastian, I see like eaten spots, not from like an insect, but could be deficiency. So Sebastian actually knows, we got some fruit trees from a nursery nearby and got some info from him. So what did he share
Yes,
with you?
he grows his own personal citrus, and he was sharing with me that this is a magnesium deficiency, which makes sense. Magnesium usually comes from salts and things, and in Puerto Rico or anywhere that citrus trees grow, they enjoy a saltier, more magnesium-rich soil. So the fix for this is a very simple fix, which is Epsom salt. So the formula is 2 tablespoons of Epsom salt per gallon of water.
Yep.
You make your mixture, and then you take that and you spray it. We've been spraying it every day on the leaves, and also we've actually experimented with just watering it when it needs it with that same water mixture to get it to come back. At this point, we still haven't really seen much change in it.
It's been 1 or 2 days. We started, so.
Because it hasn't been, too terribly long. We're hoping it makes it. I really want to remove the blooms because I know that it will help and encourage the foliage growth.
I'm fighting with the idea, but
she's fighting me on the idea because I wanted to focus on leaf production as opposed to fruit production right now.
Isn't this kind of sad? So the gentleman you were talking about at the nursery, what's the name of his nursery? Do you remember?
I don't
Okay.
know.
But anyway, he's very knowledgeable, and his tree is outside, right?
Yep.
So he said citrus trees can take to 20 degrees, which, we're kind of right at that. I think he might cover it with harvest cloth if it gets below that. But it's shorter. It's a lot shorter, and he prunes it so that it's branched out a ton, which I think is smart. But it's just like loaded with
it's
lemons.
just loaded with fruit, heavy with fruit, like what I remember.
Yeah.
We also learned he has his tree here in South Carolina. He has it planted outside. So the Meyer lemons are not like a tropical tree in the sense that they come from the tropics as much as they come from, I believe, they're more Asian related and that type of climate. So they can actually take down to 22 degrees. Here in South Carolina, we do have weather that goes below that. However, all you do in the winter is cover it up. So we're debating, going back and forth, should we keep this pot indoors and just take it out of this pot, put it in a smaller pot, and try to baby it in the summer or springtime throughout summer? We'll just leave it outside, so it'll be fine. It'll be so much easier to take care of out there than it is indoors. Really, the only finicky part of these plants is when you bring them indoors, they'll drop leaves. They don't get enough light.
And actually did an awesome job because we have right here a ton of south-facing windows indoors, and it gets a ton of light. And at the beginning, before I messed with the water, it was just very robust and thriving. So it did really well on the light component.
So we're debating of planting it outside. Potentially, we'll keep you updated if we decide that for now. But yes, you were going to say?
I was just going to say, when I potted it, I was very intentional. I used a spoma cactus. Is that right?
The cactus, organic cactus
soil.
mix. Because you want a quick draining soil.
Right. So if you do just compost or even compost and peat moss, it'll be a little too heavy and will hold the water too much.
Yep.
So we used citrus mix and that was a big pot, so we filled that all up. And then we used the Spoma organic citrus tone, which is especially for citrus trees. And I think it could have been fine if once I overwatered, I got scared and backed off. So maybe if I would have Just heard a blossom drop. If I had kept watering it, it would have kept getting the nutrients to that. So anyway, we're going to fix her today, and we're going to show you how we do that.
So we know soil is good. We know the food is good. The fertilizer is good.
Yeah.
It's a watering issue. We do know that for sure, so we got to fix that. And the pot issue, we got to fix that. So hopefully once we fix those problems and the magnesium deficiency, and we're thinking the magnesium deficiency came because there's not enough nutrients, but probably because of the watering issue that we created.
So my mind always goes to how it relates to us as humans. So I keep thinking, like, how does this show up? Like, if we have a magnesium deficiency and we don't drink enough water, and it shows up in different ways too, which is really cool.
So we will take care of Lemony, get her all better, and get some lemons out of her.
Let's do it. Okay. Okay, guys. So we are ready to take care of Lemony, and we are using the Epsom salt again. It just like you use in your bath. You just want to make sure it's a really good clean variety. And that means make sure a lot of them have, which isn't even honestly good for you, a lot of perfumes, fragrances, all different kind of stuff like lavender, eucalyptus. You just want plain Epsom salt, and the ingredient is just the magnesium sulfate. So what you do is you just take a gallon of water, and I already mixed a gallon up, and put 2 tablespoons of that in here. And then I just poured some of this in my spray bottle that's for water only for the plants. Okay, so we're going to start with just spraying her leaves. I like to put a towel behind it so it doesn't get everything wet, but there we go. So just going to spray all the leaves and make sure we get it on a foliar level. So we want to get, you can get blossoms too, but you want to get the top of the leaves and the bottom.
And we're doing this on a daily regimen, just to let you guys know.
Yeah. How's that look, Sebastian?
Good. Perfect.
Okay. So that's that. That's pretty easy. Just like you said, remember to do it every day. And then you want to check the soil. It does feel a little moist because I did it yesterday, but I'm still going to go ahead and water her. We're just going to make sure the saucer's not filled up at the bottom. So we just want to make sure we go right around her root ball, which is usually equal to the leaves, so they stick out here. And just add a little bit of this. And the reason this is important, not only because it has the magnesium in it, the Epsom salt, but like you said, we have the citrus tone, and it'll help drive those nutrients into the roots with the water.
Yes, and here I'll show you guys, right about here is where the root ball of the plant is. However, the root ball goes pretty much almost all the way to the bottom of this pot. So it's a long, tall root ball. It is not wide. So that's why we believe that, see right here, these roots sticking out? Very fine, fibrous roots that the lemon tree has.
And here you can see her little leaves and her blossoms falling off. Wish you guys could smell it. Why is that?
But right here, from here to here, it's soil. So this is, to us, way too much. We needed to pot something up that was just a little bigger than that. So we're going to have to move her out of her current home. She's not happy.
So she's dropping some blossoms as we touch her, but we'll see how it goes. If she's not getting any better, like Sebastian said, we'll probably pop the blossoms off. But he encouraged me that she'll get some more soon. I won't have to wait another year because I want some lemons. But we'll keep an eye on her and keep her happy. The best is, now that it's warming up, we can take her outside and she can get the sunlight directly outside, and the rain even from outside is really healing to them. So we'll keep an eye on her, and we'll keep you guys updated, and hopefully we will have large, luscious leaves and branches and lemons on it soon. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we're excited to take you on Lemony's journey. Bye.
Bye.